Just sticks it in right.
Handbrake on the way in. Look at that rock! Oh my god! How people do that stuff. Isle of Man car record. So this here is really damn cool. This is the Isle of Man TT circuit, which of course is known for bikes. But it's the car record. In fact, I've actually liked this video, apparently. I don't even know. I liked this video a long time ago, according to this. But it's Subaru WRX STI, specially modded. Try and break the record. Prepare yourselves for something really cool. This is a great video to watch. That's the car. It is fucking cool. It's basically a touring car. Thank you, base Subaru. Challenge for Minty. Nah, I'm good, mate.
Well, it's 2016, and this is our chance to drive the ProDrive built STI Subaru. Something we really dreamed about in 2011 when we started this project.
Best thing about this lap is we get a bit of a commentary from fucking Mark himself, and I feel like I shouldn't talk over it.
Yeah. And this car is very special. We've got not massive amounts more horsepower, but the chassis is based around a World Rally car.
Get those brakes warm.
And we've got probably about 3 miles to get the tyres up to temperature, like we did in 2014.
You notice as well, in the bottom right there, in the little gauge cluster, is DRS. One of the guys at Time Attack has DRS, Rusky Fab in the Clio.
To the last few bends.
But you can't use it. Go, Marky, go!
So here we go, we're now accelerating for the flying start. And we're just about to go across the start line now.
Thank you, Lucas, mate. Lucas the GOAT. Good to see you, man.
Me is Bray Hill.
170, mate.
To 170 miles an hour now, which is definitely faster than before.
Nearly 180 there. Holy shit.
And again, building confidence through that. And that dip on the side does move the car around quite a bit. First big braking point. All the way down to second gear. Bit of oversteer there. And one feature we got for this car, which makes it a little bit more interesting, is we've got DRS like a Formula 1 car.
That must be so weird having DRS like in this car around here, man. Like any bump and you've got it on.
Now all the way to Union Mills.
Like he's got it off through there.
And this car was just a total pleasure to drive. You could carry a lot.
Turn your DRS off, Mark.
We're not actually going that much faster in terms of top speed, but we're getting to that top speed a lot faster. And now it gets really fast all the way to Greba. The only corner in the
160.
middle of that is Ballagary, or Ballascary, as we all name it.
Like, I haven't got to tell you this, right? But wall there, curb there, people there, trees there, 171 mile an hour, while staying on his side of the road. What a good citizen Mark Higgins is.
So again, getting up to 170 quite quickly. You've got 2 chances of a TT course. If you take it flat and it's not, you're in a lot of trouble. So you've actually got to build up to see what the car or the bike will actually do on those corners. And that just comes with time and experience. Flat out now, we've got a little jump.
He's so early on the power, man.
And the way this car changes direction is really, really great. The car sort of feels like part of me. You think it round the corner rather than actually steering it round the corner. We're very fast now, all the way to our next point, which is Ballacrane.
Oh! What was it? That was 150 mile an hour apex speed there. There's like a massive curb there. So yeah, fuck it, run it to the curb. 160. Don't worry about it.
So heavy braking all the way down into third.
Interesting to see him like modulating the brake there, because obviously it's not like a flat, gripped up surface, so like having to sort of
tricky little corner.
Anticipate the bumps.
And now we get on to what is quite a good section for the car, because it's there's quite a lot of corners, so we can gain a little bit time with our corner speed through this lot, all the way to Glen Helen. And changing gear with the paddle on the right hand side.
It's unreal, man.
Pull it back to go up the gears and push it away to go down. And it's a 6-speed gearbox with a very fast.
You gotta memorize all these fucking corners, mate. And then, like, the
Coming to Sarah's cottage, a very
the precision.
big climb. You can't really see it on the TV.
This is a mad section, this in here. DRS open as well.
Quite a scary corner at the end. Just tips it in right. There's a bump on the inside for us there. Just coming down now. Got to be a little bit careful. We've got a flag being waved for loss of adhesion. There's been a bike off and hit the barrier on the right. So they've had the oil flags out. As you can see the dust on the right and the bike's still parked there.
It's just unreal.
Now, drop it down 1 gear, and I think we dropped it down 2 gears last time in 2014.
I know it's not a rally stage, right? But people familiar with like British sort of A roads, like it's 2 cars wide pretty much. You couldn't get a third car in between. It's super narrow. This is just obscene. Like moving this car around here at this speed. Mark Higgins is like a legend in British rallying. So I know I've seen this before a long time ago, but every time I watch it, I'm just blown away by the amount of commitment. It's insane.
And now flat out all the way to the top of the Garrow. I really do like this section, and especially in this car.
Picks up really nicely, doesn't it, the car?
And then you've got the compression at the bottom of the Garrow, and you get a real good thump going through here.
F camera. Oh, sounds so good.
Now coming into Kurt Michael.
Kurt Michael's a mad part. Look at this shit.
Always great through here. And using the yellow lines, you can see the impression of speed you get.
That's just someone's house. Either side, it's just people's houses. Yeah,
using the yellow lines, you can see the impression of speed you get with the proximity of the houses is really impressive.
Oh.
So I'm moving around quite a bit there. Look how close the people are on the left. And now really fast all the way down to the famous jump at Ballath.
DRS open, 160, 170.
Back up at 170 miles an hour, these corners are really nice. Just nick a bit of curb on the left hand side on the next one.
Holy shit! He's on the curve! Like it's nothing.
Curb on the left hand side on
Yay.
the next one. As you can hear from this car, it does sound amazing, and it's also revving quite a lot higher than the previous car. We're up to about 8,500 RPM, which is quite a lot for a turbo engine.
Time for the jump.
And we can't jump it too high here because of the bodywork on the car. But you're losing time in the air anyway, so as soon as she's back on the ground, back on the power and flat out. This next corner feels really good. It's a flat out left-hander.
Oh, there's a wiggle there.
It feels really good. It's a flat out left-hander.
Mark just doesn't even react.
Car takes off. And then we tip it into quarry bends, which is a series of right, left, right.
175. That curb is so high.
Now, although we've got a little bit more power than before and a massively better chassis, you could still afford to have a little bit more top speed here, which would bring us a little bit closer to the bikes. They're topping out at just under 200 miles an hour. And as you can see, we're just getting just over 170.
It's just insane. I just sound dumbfounded because I am.
Here at Sulby, it feels like you're doing 2 miles an hour, so you've got to be really careful to get the apex. Bit of oversteer on the outside of the corner.
That must be weird, yeah, when you come down to like 70 mile an hour after doing 170 mile an hour for ages. It must really like mess with your sensors. I guess that's what being a good driver is, though, is knowing that.
And now we get into the bumpy section from Ginger.
What was that speed sign there?
And now
chat, 50 mile an hour through here. Well, I see you speeding. I'll send Mark Higgins after you.
We get into the bumpy section from Ginger Hall all the way to Ramsey.
Imagine if old Marky was the policeman for the island.
Bouncing around quite a bit.
No, this is Miles here.
Bit of a kick on the bump there. That was quite nasty, and for the bikes, they must have a hell of a hard time hanging on all the way through here.
Me and my car, though, having a great time.
Back up to 170 again.
It'd be mile per hour. It's just still part of the UK, so UK road signs, so it'd be mile per hour. Just a mattress on the tree there for the bikes.
And heading towards Ramsey.
Fuck me.
Oh, moving around a little bit there.
Oh yeah, a little bit, mate. Just a little bit.
Still good corner speed. This next corner's great. Small jump, and then flat out straight into the next right-hander. We've got the famous Ramsey bus stop, which we run a little bit wide into around this left.
Really? That's amazing. There's a bus stop, a man's like, yo, extra track. That's so good.
Ramsey bus stop, which we run a little bit wide into around this left.
That's so good, man. I love that so much.
And then real hard braking all the way down into second gear for...
That's the slowest part on the track, isn't it?
A little bit of oversteer, but not too much. Now the climb starts.
You see that elevation there at the top? We're now climbing. That's where we're going, boys. We're mountaineering.
Big bit of understeer there.
Yeah, really didn't want to turn there, did it?
Had to come out of the gas.
Is that flat? The testicles in this man. Holy shit! I thought he was going into that. But now I can use this bit of road.
Now even climbing up the mountain, really happy with our speed. And that was definitely an area we could gain on the previous attempts. You can see how much quicker this car accelerates from the 120 right the way through to 170.
Can someone go and beat this, please? Can someone go beat this record so we get more crazy on boards like this? This is like a Hoonigan or a Ken Block thing, right? Like, go beat this, mate. I'm sure once you learn it, it'll go fast. I mean, Mark's a very good driver, but someone beat this so we get more cool videos like this, please.
So the tyres aren't really getting mega warm. There's no big loads, and it's always very, very high-speed corners. A lot of people comment that a bike is always not quite as fast as a car around a race circuit. A lot of people comment that a bike is always not quite as fast as a car around a race circuit, but the Isle of Man is different to most race circuits because of the speed and the lack of tight corners. At the top of the mountain mile, big long left, right, left, big long right-hander. Add a little lift there.
Just so you know, guys, to the left there, it's just a drop. Just a drop. I've seen bikes go over it. Intense.
That's where Connor had his big accident.
There you go.
Years ago. You can see the windscreen is starting to get quite covered with flies. Wasn't too bad at this time of day, but I didn't want to risk trying the wipers because it could actually make it worse, so you better just to get on with it and ignore it.
I love that. That's so like, so British. Just get on with it. Right.
You better just to get on with it. Had a great board up there, somebody showing P1. We were the only car on the circuit, so I thought that was quite funny.
I like how he noticed that.
Nasty left. Don't really like that corner. And now we're heading all the way down for the last sort of sector of the lap.
Does seem a little bit less sprightly up here, doesn't it? I wonder if that elevation's affecting the turbo at all.
Down corners, 1, 2, bang. Windy corner, upper gear from last time. fifth gear. And again, just picking a bit of understeer, we just run wide and just get the wheel on the grass there. But it's no drama.
So man, I don't give a fuck.
Very difficult to get the car pulled across to the right-hand side before the next left. Because you're travelling so fast at 170.
I just froze it at the apex, doesn't he?
That one wrong. Next is Kate's Cottage. Car moves around a bit there.
Great viewing place down here.
To the Cregna Bar. Loads of people around watching. And you know it's going well when people are waving, which definitely helps. Around the Craig. And they're really fast down to Brand.
Yeah, now he's getting into it now. Really letting the revs go out. Downhill.
170, 175 there.
Oh my god.
Grass, but I'm not sure if it's the best way. He might be better keeping it all on the tarmac. It does move the car around. Hilbury, big bump on the inside. Get a real good buzz on these three lefts. You can see the car moving quite a lot and a load of steering input there.
Looks like a response to it though. It doesn't look like it's like a bad move.
You can't mess up now. We've had quite a good lap. And I've got split times coming to me and I know it's looking pretty good. And in all fairness, my last sector was probably my worst, so there was a bit more time to come out of that. Really hard to see the turn-in point. And we've got real tight right-hander, gives me a chance to give the handbrake a little pull.
Oh, Higgins Memento. That's how you tell it's your rally driver.
And here we go for the line. And there we have it. Lap around in 2016 at an average speed of 128.7 miles an hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Higgins. Fuck me, what a lap. I love at the end there, we get that cheeky little bit of handbrake. Just to, you know, again, like, guy's a super famous rally driver in the UK.
And we've got real tight right.
Yeah, fuck it.
Gives me a chance to give the handbrake a little pull. DRS wide open again.
What's the time? 17:35.14. That is just an insane time. For me, it's kind of like what motorsport is. It's like pushing that, finding those little bits and pushing the limit to it. I understand like people love, you know, side-by-side racing, but things like Pikes Peak and this, and really just pushing a car to the limit around the circuit where one mistake equals the car disintegrating, I think is, I don't know, for me that's like the pure man and machine. And oh, I love watching this stuff, man. What a lap. I've got to try and do that in sim, haven't I? I've got to give that a go. I mean, I don't think it has quite the same effect when you don't give a fuck about if you crash or not, but what a king.